Hello. All right, welcome back, everybody. We will be continuing the TK Builder, which is the GUI designer. I did work on this a little bit last week because I didn't stream last week, and I did figure out that issue that I was having loading all of the data. Oh, I did introduce another issue. Hold on, I think it's this. So, so the last thing I was trying to do was bind the data updates. There we go. So now all this information does populate. Let me turn that off. Okay, so now that all of the data populates, the next issue is getting the widget to update as you populate the data. And I was originally trying to do it with this bind event, but that wasn't working, so I'm going to change this a little bit. I do need to put something on for that, so let's ask my AI. Is it not running? Give me 1 second. I need to see if this Docker container is up and running, which it is not. All right. So while we wait for that, let's see. I believe it typically has a logo. And when the logo pops up, yep, Open Web UI, there we go. So, there we go. Let's access this line of code. And I think I'm going to need a string var for this as the listener. But let's find out. Open right. There we go. Key release. So let's try that. And I want it to print the value of the widget. So we already got that. So it is printing. Okay, so the widget is entry 6, which I don't think that changed. Let's restart this. Nope, it is. Oh, because that's the only one that has. Okay. Let's do self.property widgets key, and then the key's name. All right. Let's restart that. Oh, I got double periods. It's always defaulting to 6. Whoops. So we'll have to figure out why that's defaulting to 6. And then actually update it. Oh, because it's always doing height. What happens if let's do self.properties widget key bind. So the only thing I changed is instead of trying to call it as entry, which is what it's being defined as here, that entry is being placed in a dictionary, and I'm calling it from the dictionary. So, nope, same issue. I'm going to copy this down here real quick and see what happens with the other 2 boxes that I have there. Oh wait, you know what? I think it's creating new entry boxes each shop. Yeah, because that's 24. All right. I think this is running too many times. Ah, that's because this is creating it each time. So we need to make some default. Okay, so let's pull that back up. And what I need to do is make some default widgets. So I'm going to put this over here, and then just make it small. And in the property editor, up in the create pane, we're going to make a new function. Populate pane. So for index in range 10, let's say. Nah, that's gonna be tricky. So I was just gonna loop over it, but that doesn't account for drop downs. I guess I could just put drop downs at the bottom. So let's start with, let's actually start with 5 or 6. No, we'll keep it 10. Xing 10. Let's do entry equals tk dot entry self width equals 25, justify equal left. We're not going to insert anything, but we do want to add it. We're going to add it by index equals entry. Actually, let's do an F string of entry index. So then we'll have entry 0, entry 1. Do we need? Well, if we're not, well, no, because we need to update the labels. So, yeah, let's go ahead and put the labels in there as well. We are going to put in empty labels. So, let's do. Well, now I'm considering if I should update this property widgets to have multiple things. But if I know they're always going to be hard to reference, technically, I can just leave them here. So label equals tk dot label self text equals blank and anchor equals west. And then we're just going to comment all of this out for now. And then I do want to pack the label. So it's self.property which label index is the label. Pack the label, and then pack the entry. Oh, where am I? And then we need to call that from up here. Actually, let's call it from create pane. Self.populate pane, and then let's draw. That did not work. Time for some debugging print statements. Populating pane, so that works. Oh, that's a typo. Create an index. Restart. Okay. Huh. So it's creating all the indices, but it's not putting them in there. Label, Paxil, mention Paxil. Let's got proxy widgets. See what that does. Okay. So I might create a default widget. Let's see if that helps, and if it doesn't, then we'll just create a default widget instead of trying to fix that problem. And that can also be gotten rid of. So we need an easy way to run this. That should be from main. And it would be, where should we put this? Property editor is, okay, so when initializing the app, the property editor and the utility pane are already created. So somewhere in the configure, which is after those two, we should be able to use create label and find that button and just run that function. Self dot. Oh, how did I import this? All right, let's see what that does. Yeah, I'm not using it anymore. That's the utility pane. Utility pane imports create label. So I need, she finds create label, which is right there. Oh, that's a per basis. Let's do that. All right, what happens? Good enough. Okay, so in the property editor, we need this create. What am I calling this? Oh, okay. I see the issue. So every time a new label is created, a property editor object is also created. So I need to find a way to call this once. So what I'm going to do is update create labels, remove property editor. Let's go ahead and find that for 1, 2, 3. I do need the property, but I don't have to create it. Maybe I'm creating the property editor. Nope, I am passing it for main. Main is creating a property editor as a reference point. Let's get rid of this for now. And then we'll keep that for now. I got 22 issues. Oh, because these are all 3s. So that click, which is in the label, click label, data window equal. Oh, I think I'm making new data. Is that going to be in main? No. Utility panel. So from the utility panel, I want to find click label. Nope. Yeah, click label. Okay, doesn't look like it's used anywhere. What happens if I just get rid of it? So parameters, generate label. Label bind, self property editor, update window label. So property editor, update window. Alright, think I got that figured out. Let's test it. There we go. So, on click, Yeah, so label bind button 1, which is binding the left mouse click, binds to update window. So update window needs to loop through the property editor. So let's take the keys. Yep, so that the parameter widget type. Widget. There we go. Set widget type. Put up there. Widget type. All right. So what do we get printed out? All widgets, perfect. Dot keys. I think that receives all the keys. Oh, yep. I'll print out all the keys. So length of that should be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we expect 6. What do we actually get? We get 6. Perfect. But we just need the keys. Keys equal for index and range of 10. That means I have to be conscientious of how I'm putting these. That'll be easier. It'll be easier to just diligently create the keys in order over trying to dynamically reference them and figure out what they are. So X in range 10. For index in range 10, print keys index, and then I want to print self dot parameters, and hopefully that works, and then print self dot parameters just to be safe. Have something to reference. Ah. I think it should be like that instead. This is on line 65, which is here. If I turn in that into a list helps. Nope. So unhashable type dict keys. Let's do keys. No. So print keys. Print type keys. let's start here. Plastic piece. So I need to. Okay. You can use the lip. I tried that though. Oh no, I gotta do it up there instead. Okay. Up here. So that needs to be wrapped in list, and let's see what happens. List, perfect. So now that we got that solved, let's do this for one more time to see what happens. All right. Unhashable type list. Okay, so I think that's when that needed. I think, okay, so originally we had that. That's an error. Oh, just an out of range error. Perfect. All right, so that is working. So now that we have that working, the next step is to perform a check. If index was greater than lens keys, pass. Else, do this. And then I am going to get rid of that print statement. We are going to wrap these in some F brackets so we understand what we're looking at. So to kind of explain what the F with the curly brackets does, it is a F string, literally just called an F string, and whatever you put in there, even if it is a variable, like the sub parameters or a function, uh, it will print that directly, so you don't need to reformat it. And then the equal signs right before the closing curly bracket turns that entry into a label. So right now we don't have any labels, as you can see, but whenever we go to restart this and we click on here, you'll see we now have self parameters equals, and then self parameter widget keys equals. So helpful debugging tool, or helpful debugging tip, I should say. All right. So now that we got that going, the next step is we're getting these entries so we can know that what's up here, widget type. I guess I should print the key as well, so I know what I'm dealing with. Print F key equals. Oh, I am doing a range, so keys index. Okay, so if the index is less than keys, print out what the key is. If index is oh, okay. It doesn't make any sense. Index should start from 0. Let's do a greater than or equal to for the time being. And if that still gives us an error, okay, there we go. So the key is telling me what I want. The parameter, what does it say? Hold on. I am parent. Okay, so this one is irrelevant. Oh, that's JavaScript. And then just to confirm this, let's do this one more time with just those two. So width and the values, height and the values, perfect. So the next thing I need is, now that I know that, is self.parameters. Now, property, widget. Leave that to the end. Let's go ahead and copy that. We'll do an insert. And I want to insert this. And then value, because I want to grab the value. And then self dot, that's not a delete, that is a configure text equals Eve index. And let's go ahead and comment these out because we don't need them anymore and see if that works. Parent, text label, yep, perfect. And then for the rest, come up here, let's go ahead and we'll copy all of this. We don't need the second one, so we don't need that. And what we're going to do is update the status or state equals this stable. So click on here. That didn't work. You know what I do want to do? Let's go ahead and try insert testing. Okay, so the state is the issue. Label. So let's go. That. All right, let's see if that works. Nope. Oh, label object does not have a state disabled. There we go. Disable that. Label. Configure text equals that. Entry object has no attribute state. Oh, it is saying it does not escape the stable. No, so there's no. Not gonna do it. There we go. This property editor is gonna be a pain. I'm gonna have to come back and rework the logic and make them so it has two columns. That is not a today me problem though. So that's working. Now we just need to populate it with the correct data. No, not correct data. We need to add a listening statement to these. Okay, so this is going to be the key right here. We can always use the index. And let's make the keys global. Self.keys equals empty list. And then self.keys. I want to find keys and replace it with self.keys. So there, well, there, we need to keep that as keys, replace there, replace there, replace there, and then the rest of those don't matter, they're commented out. So now that we update keys every time the window is updated, we have something consistent to reference. So the next step is I guess to bind it. So the entry how do you bind things? I think it's self.bind. Oh, okay. I had it right the first time. Self.bind, and then we are going to do key release. Lambda X. And I am just going to copy and paste this for the time being. Okay, so we need to pass. What is it accepting? Which is the key? So I'm just going to assume this is the widget. And then the key is going to be whatever is being put into the label. So that, and then down here, print those three. Self-cut keys, let's index at rain. Yeah, I guess you're supposed to. All right. So still grabbing. Let's see. Go ahead and comment this out first. And then print self dot property label switch. I don't want to get it. I just want to print them. And then I do want to add some additional context to this, so you are currently in index for widget. Wait, that's messed up. And it was working now. Oh, because I commented that out. Pay attention to your comments, folks. Well, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, that's working properly. Self property. I wonder. I get it now. I think I get it now, at least. Let's do entry dot bind key release on on change listener. Okay, so on change listener, let's just pass the entry. But I do need a lambda x. Oh, you know what? I think the lambda x is throwing me off. Nope, don't need that. Oh, the bust. That was a bust. Let's ask AI. See what it thinks. Banana balance, graph, widget, and the That's because of how the lambda functions evaluate on the vectors, not lambda just fine. Down to the center. To fix this, you can use the default argument. So it is telling me to use the index Oh, okay. So, oh, that's so weird. Okay, so it is telling me to add the index. So lambda x. That I think that should work. Okay, let's just do it the way it's told me to. I do want to do it a little bit different time. So lambda x equals index. Okay. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. My dogs were running amok upstairs, so I had to go let them outside. Now, what was I doing? That. So we got that working. We have the entry. We have, so we need to tweak this a little bit to pass the keys so we can actually figure out what, oh wait, no, because I changed that from test. Oh no, what was the original value? The original value was the key. Okay, so change this from test, oh, duh, key. Change this from test to self.keys index. This is out of range. Oh, what's the keys in? Print F self.keys. If index is, okay, let's start here. I thought we figured this out already. Yeah, x equals, text equals. So that's the key. Hang on, let's read this a little bit better. Index count. Let's do this. Entry, root F, height, top. Oh, no, pass. I. Zero, 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what? I was still using index, wasn't I? There we go. That should work. So, parent, text, X. Perfect. All right. So now we can jump down to here and if key not in X, Y, parent, then we want to take the widget dot delete in widget dot insert value widget dot config key equals value. Let's hope that works. Alright, key equals values does not work. There has to be an easier way to do this than just manually typing everything. Alright. So, what I think that means for us is a match key. Case text widget.config text equals value. Case X. Oops. Case X. Widget dot. Ooh, X is not a good one. Let's see. Parent text XY with height. Fuck. Oh, no, it's self-widget. I don't think I'm setting self-widget. Get widget. Yeah, current widget. Let's look at this. 12 dot current widget. Config. There we go. Progress, people. That is progress. But that isn't populating correctly. Oh, you know what it might be? Let's see if that changes it. Nope. Else if self.keys index equals parent. I don't think I need an else. I think I need an or. No, wait. Does not equal parent. Unknown option parent. Okay, where am I getting this error at? We're on 7162. Value. Unknown option parent. Ah. Alright, let's see if that fixes it. Industries must not be strings. 173. Let's see. Okay, I just had this working. Let's try this. Yeah, let's roll fucking it. Rough? Oh, I did fuck that up. Okay. I'm tripping. I'm gonna leave this here just in case I need to reference back to it, but self.property widgets label equals, and then I want to insert self.current widget. Index, right? Label has no value insert. Ah, I did that wrong. That's on me. Back there, so we need to change insert from self parameters to current widget and get rid of the value. I think that was the issue. Okay. Nope, still having the same issue. Oh wait. C get. C get key doesn't have. If select.keys index is not equal to parent. Technically that works. We should probably run this against a helper function though. Oh, let's make sure. Well, I guess if X is there, Y is also going to be there. We'll check the height and width, but I think those are all. Oh, because the width is different. Okay, so we're gonna leave those there. This needs a helper function. Let's go ahead and test the label. Yep. So that works, which means we can get rid of all of this finally. Up to here. Nope, one more. Up to here. The unchanged listener is closer now, so we can reference that, but I do need a def check entry function. So, and I guess I also need to take that entry. I guess I don't need a whole function to do this. I can just, I don't know, because I'll need to pass that. We're going to leave that like that for now. I'll come back to that whenever we add more variables to these widgets. But I do need to figure out how to grab the X value. Can I grab the X value? Actually. Oh, the exhilarating parts. That's what it is. Win info X. That's going to need a function of its own. Nope, that's JavaScript. Get value of self key or self key widget. Okay, so we can just use that for that, and then match key case X return widget dot when info X. How does it do that? Oh, because autocomplete is tab. So case Y return info. Can I? Is that really an option? Did not know that. Okay. It's not like these are doing a whole bunch of stuff, so. And then I want to copy this. Whoops. I guess I don't want to copy the whole thing, just this. Else, this. And then we want insert self.get value. That will be the self.use index and widget, which is self.property widgets. It'll be easier if I just copy this. All right, let's see if that works. Label, nope. Argument should be, what is this? So starting line 71, line 66. Okay, let's self.get value. Let's do key widget. And we're going to get rid of this match case and just print f string key equals widget equals. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's still not acceptable. Okay, so value equals first, let's test this as value equals widget. I am missing something with this insert. I think I just had this in the wrong place. Whoops. Widget. So I need to replace this widget with the get property, which is down here. Which should be self.keys index, and the widget should be this. And then instead of printing, we'll match this key, and that should populate. No, what am I doing wrong? Let me see what I'm returning first. Return value equals self.get value, self-index keys, and self-property widgets. Print with a string return value equals. All right, what am I getting back? Return value equals none, 0. That doesn't even seem right. Alright, I'm probably going to end the stream here in a minute, if I can't get this. And it'll just let me, let's see. non-transparent. Why is what is the default Y? The default Y should be 0, so I'm not sure why that's returning. All right, so I'll be coming back to this. I'll think about it over the next week, figure out where my pitfalls are right now. And I think next week will be a good point to get the rest of this working, and then after that, probably try to implement the drag and drop feature. But I don't want to start the drag and drop until all of the entries are automated. So whenever you type it in, the widget that you're working on updates. So I'll see you guys next week. I'm sorry for missing last week. I've been busy. And I hope you guys have enjoyed programming with me, getting a little glimpse into what programming is like on a day-to-day basis for me. I will see you guys next week.